The endless W air, the battle raged in the darkness of Space. Sector 9 had become a graveyard. Broken ships drifted between the living ones, their hulls torn open, their crews long dead. Energy beams cut through the void like angry red lines. Missiles exploded in bright flashes that disappeared as quickly as they came. The Krell, Empire, and the Vorn Alliance had been fighting for 20 years. Nobody remembered how it started anymore. Something about trade routes, or mining rights, or an insult at a diplomatic meeting. It didn't matter now. All that mattered was the fight. Commander Tars stood on the bridge of his Krell battleship, the Dark Thunder. His gray skin looked almost white in the red emergency lights. 3 of his 4 eyes watched the battle displays. The 4th eye was closed. He had lost it in a fight 5 years ago. "Status report," Tars said. His voice was tired. 20 ships damaged. 7 destroyed. "Shields at 40%, his officer replied. Tars nodded slowly. "Same as yesterday. Same as last week. Same as every battle for the past 20 years. Across the battlefield, General Bex commanded the Vorn fleet from her flagship, the Steel Wind. Her blue scales were scarred from many battles. She had been fighting since she was young. Now she was old, and the war was still here. "Their left flank is weak," her tactical officer said. "So is ours," Bex replied. "If we push there, they'll push somewhere else. We'll trade losses." Like always. It was the truth. Both sides were exhausted. Both sides had lost millions of soldiers, hundreds of worlds. But neither side would surrender. Pride wouldn't allow it. Honor wouldn't allow it. The Galactic Council had tried to stop the war. They had sent diplomats, offered peace terms, threatened sanctions. Nothing worked. The Krell and Vorn would fight until one side was completely destroyed. And at this rate, that would take another 20 years. "Sir," a young Krell officer suddenly shouted. "New contacts. Unknown ships entering the sector." Tars's 3 working eyes snapped to the display. What? Who? On the Vorn flagship, alarms were also sounding. "General, unknown fleet detected." An officer called out. "Krell reinforcements?" Bex asked. "No, ma'am. These ships. They're not Krell. They're not Vorn. They're not any design in our database." Both commanders stared at their screens. A fleet of 40 ships had appeared at the edge of the battle zone. They were smaller than the massive battleships that filled the sector. Sleeker, strange-looking. "Try to hail them," Tars ordered. The Vorn did the same. For a moment, nothing happened. The unknown ships just sat there, at the edge of the chaos. Both the Krell and Vorn fleets slowed their attacks, confused by this new arrival. Then a message came through. It was in perfect Krell language, and perfect Vorn language, sent to both sides at once. "This is the Human Defense Fleet," a calm voice said. "You are ordered to cease all hostilities immediately." Tars blinked his 3 eyes. "Human? What is a human?" General Bex was equally confused. She accessed the galactic database quickly. "Humans. They're a new species. Just made contact with the galaxy 10 years ago. They're from a small world in the outer rim. We ... We basically ignored them." The human voice continued. "You have 30 seconds to power down your weapons. If you do not comply, we will power them down for you." On both bridges, the mood changed from confusion to anger. How dare they? Tars roared. "They're nothing. A new species. They have no right to interfere." Bex felt the same. "Ignore them," she ordered her fleet. "Continue the attack." Both sides resumed firing. Energy beams and missiles once again filled the space between the 2 fleets. The human ships did not move. They just waited. Tars watched his countdown. 20 seconds left of the human warning. Then 15, then 10. Foolish humans, he muttered. They'll learn not to interfere in matters beyond them. 5 seconds. 3.1. The human fleet moved forward, and everything changed. Asterisk. The 22nd SOUTIO and Admiral Jack stood on the bridge of the human flagship, the Unity. He was calm. His crew was calm. They had trained for this moment. All ships, activate cascade field on my mark, he said quietly into the com dot. His tactical officer counted down. 5.4.3.2.1 mark. Across the human fleet, 40 ships activated something new. Something the galaxy had never seen before. A wave of invisible energy rippled out from the human vessels. It moved fast, faster than light, spreading across the entire battlefield in an instant. On the dark thunder, Commander Tars was about to give an order when suddenly every screen on his bridge went dark. What? Report, he shouted. Sir, weapons offline. Shields offline. Engines at minimum power only. His officer called out, panic in his voice. Everything's shut down. Tars tried to access his command console. Nothing worked. His weapons were dead. His shields were gone. His mighty battleship was now just a floating piece of metal. On the steel wind, the exact same thing was happening. General, all systems failing. An officer screamed. Weapons, shields, tactical systems, all offline. General Bex stared in horror at her blank screens. How? What did they do? Across the entire battlefield, every Krell ship and every Vorn ship went silent. Hundreds of vessels, frozen in space. Not destroyed. Not damaged. Just stopped. Only the human ships remained active, their systems working perfectly. Admiral Jack opened a channel to both fleets. His face appeared on every emergency screen that still worked. I warned you, he said. His voice was not angry, just matter of fact. This is the Cascade Field. It disrupts all weapon systems and military technology within its range. Your ships are not harmed. Your crews are safe. But you cannot fight anymore. Commander Tars felt rage building inside him. This is an act of war. You have attacked both our fleets. No, Jack replied calmly. We have stopped you from attacking each other. There is a difference. General Bex forced herself to speak professionally, though her scales were trembling with anger. By what right do you interfere? This war is none of your concern. It became our concern when we realized it would never end, Jack said. For 20 years you have fought. 20 years of death. Millions dead. Hundreds of worlds destroyed. And for what? Neither side is winning. Neither side will ever win. We will fight until Tars began. Until what? Jack interrupted. Until you're all dead? Until the galaxy is in ruins? We have been watching. We know your military strength. At the current rate of battle, this war will continue for at least another 15 years. 15 more years of pointless death. The human admiral's expression became serious. The galaxy cannot afford 15 more years of this war. Trade routes are disrupted. Refugee populations are overwhelming peaceful worlds. Your violence is spreading. Soon it will reach our borders. So we decided to end it. You cannot hold us like this forever, Bex said. Eventually, your cascade field will fail. And when it does, you will fire on each other again, Jack finished. Yes, we know. That is why there will be immediate peace talks. Right now. On my ship, both commanders were silent. You're insane, Tars finally said. We'll never agree to peace. Not now. Not after you've humiliated us both. Jack nodded slowly. Perhaps. But here is what will happen. You will come aboard the Unity. You will sit at a table together, and you will talk. If you refuse, your fleets stay frozen. If you agree to peace, we restore your systems. If you return to war after we leave, he paused, we will return. And next time, we will not be so gentle. This is outrageous. Tars shouted. Who do you humans think you are? You've been in space for only 10 years. You're nothing compared to us. Admiral Jack's expression didn't change. 10 years ago, we entered the galaxy. We saw hundreds of species, advanced civilizations, ancient empires. And we saw something else. We saw that most of you were very good at fighting. But no one seemed very good at stopping fights. He leaned forward slightly. So while you all fought each other, we studied. We learned. We prepared. Not to conquer, but to protect ourselves. And when necessary, he gestured at the frozen fleets, to protect others from themselves. Shuttles are being sent to collect both commanders, Jack said. You have 1 hour. I suggest you use it to think about what you will say at the peace talks. The screens went dark dot in the silence of their frozen ships. Both commanders realized the same terrible truth. The galaxy had changed, and humanity had changed it. The price of PAZ, the conference room on the Unity, was simple. A round table, chairs, water, nothing fancy. Nothing to impress anyone. Commander Tars sat on one side, his 3 eyes fixed on General Bex across from him. They had not spoken yet. 20 years of war created a deep hatred. Even sitting in the same room felt wrong. Admiral Jack sat between them. He looked relaxed, almost casual. Like he did this every day. Let's begin, Jack said. I protest this entire proceeding, Tars said immediately. You have no authority to. Commander, Jack interrupted gently. Your protest is noted. Now let's talk about peace. Bex leaned forward. Why should we trust anything you say? You attacked us without warning, without provocation. We gave you 30 seconds warning, Jack corrected. And we disabled your weapons, not your ships. Everyone is alive. If we wanted to attack you, this conversation would not be happening. He pulled up a holographic display between them. It showed the Krell Empire and Vorn Alliance territories. Red marked the war zones. There were many red areas. This is your war, Jack said. It has consumed 47 star systems, 12 billion casualties, economic damage that will take a century to repair. And it will not end unless someone ends it. The Krell started this war, Beck said coldly. The Vorn betrayed a treaty. Tars shot back. See? Jack said calmly. This is the problem. You both have reasons to fight. Good reasons, perhaps. But what do you have to gain by continuing? Both commanders were silent. Jack continued. Your military strength is equal. Your resources are equal. You cannot defeat each other. So you will fight forever until both empires collapse. Is that what you want? I want justice, Tars said. I want security, Bex replied. Then let's discuss how to achieve both, Jack said. He pulled up a document. Here are peace terms. We prepared them based on our analysis of your conflict. Tars looked at the terms. His eyes widened slightly. These are actually fair. Beck scanned the document. She looked surprised too. You're not favoring either side. We have no reason to favor anyone, Jack said. We don't want territory. We don't want resources from your empires. We just want the fighting to stop. Why? Bex asked suddenly. Really, why do you care? Your worlds are far from the war zone. You could just stay away and let us destroy each other. Jack was quiet for a moment. Then he spoke. 50 years ago, on Earth, our homeworld, we had wars just like yours. Nations fighting nations. Everyone thought they were right. Everyone thought they would win. Millions died. Then billions. We nearly destroyed ourselves. He looked at both of them. We stopped just in time. Barely. We learned something important. War is easy to start and almost impossible to stop. Once it begins, pride and anger take over. Reason disappears. We decided that if we ever had the power to stop a war, we would use it. So this is charity? Tar said. You pity us? No, Jack replied. This is self-interest. Your war is spreading. In 5 years, maybe less, it will reach our space. Refugees will flood our worlds. Trade will collapse. We'll be dragged into your conflict. Better to end it now, while we can do it cleanly. Bex studied the human admiral carefully. You're not like other species we've met. Most would try to profit from this. Sell weapons to both sides. Or conquer us while we're weak. Most species think short-term, Jack said. We prefer to think long-term. A peaceful galaxy is good for everyone, including humans. Tars looked at the peace terms again. If we agree to this, you'll restore our systems? Yes, immediately. And if we go back to fighting after you leave? Jack's expression became hard. Then we come back. And next time, we won't just disable your weapons. We'll dismantle your military capability completely. Permanently. You'll be defenseless in a dangerous galaxy. Is that what you want? Both commanders understood the threat. It was real. We're not your enemies, Jack added, his voice softening. We could be your allies, partners. But first, this war must end. For a long moment, no one spoke. Then General Bex did something unexpected. She extended her hand across the table. I agree to the terms. Tars stared at her hand. 20 years of war. 20 years of hatred. Could it really end like this? He thought about his crews. His people. The endless battles. The pointless deaths. Slowly, he reached out and took her hand. I agree, he said quietly. Admiral Jack smiled. Good. Let's make it official. 30 minutes later, both commanders returned to their ships. Systems came back online. Weapons powered up. Shields activated. But no one fired. The war was over. Across the galaxy, news spread fast. 2 ancient empires had been fighting for 20 years. Humanity, the new species everyone had ignored, had ended the war in 22 seconds. The Galactic Council was shocked. Other species were nervous. Some were impressed. Others were afraid. On the Unity, Admiral Jack watched both fleets slowly withdraw from Sector 9. They were going home. Finally going home. Sir, his tactical officer said, we're receiving messages from a dozen different governments. They want to establish diplomatic relations. Immediately. Jack nodded. Schedule meetings. But first, take us home. The crew deserves rest. As the human fleet turned toward Earth, Jack allowed himself a small smile. Humanity had been watching the galaxy for 10 years, learning, preparing, staying quiet. Today, the galaxy learned something important about humans. Never underestimate the quiet ones. They might just be the most dangerous of all. The end? Asterisk.